Hello and welcome to this course, Group Dynamics and Cooperative Formation for Farming Groups. This course aims to empower farming groups to collaborate effectively, pool resources, share knowledge, and access markets. The main objectives are 1. To help participants understand the benefits of cooperative farming, to help you learn the fundamentals of group dynamics and effective communication. Will give you insight into the formation and management of farming cooperatives, help you develop skills for negotiating and sharing resources within a group, and number 5, discover strategies for accessing markets and increasing profitability through collaboration. These are the things we'll be looking at in this course. So the course is divided into 5 modules. Module 1 discusses introduction to cooperative farming. Module 2 will give us insight into group dynamics and communication. Module 3 discusses cooperative formation and management. In Module 4, we'll be looking at resource sharing and collaboration, while Module 5 will discuss market access and profitability. Module 1, Introduction to Cooperative Farming. So to have an understanding of cooperative farming, we look at the definition. Cooperative farming, also known as agricultural cooperatives or co-op farming, is a collaborative approach where a group of individual farmers or agricultural producers come together to work collectively towards common goals. These goals often include sharing resources, sharing knowledge, sharing market access, and this improves their individual and collective farming endeavors. There are key concepts in cooperative farming, 3 major ones. One is collective action. So in cooperative farming, members pool their resources together, both financial and physical, such as land and equipment, to achieve economies of scale and share the costs and benefits of farming together. Another key concept is shared decision making. Cooperative farming involves joint decision making processes, with members actively participating in discussions, voting on key matters that affect the cooperative. The third concept is that of mutual benefit. The primary aim of cooperative farming is to benefit all members rather than individual gain. So the cooperative spirit is essential for success. Nobody is pursuing an individual agenda. Let's look at 2 historical examples of successful cooperatives right from time. There is the Rochdale Pioneers. The Rochdale Pioneers were founded in 1844. The Rochdale Society of Equitable Pioneers, established in England, is often considered the birthplace of modern cooperative movements, so it started from somewhere. The society was founded by a group of weavers who felt that they were being exploited by local merchants, and then they established a cooperative store where members of the cooperative could buy quality goods at fair prices, thereby boycotting the exploitation. The principles developed by the Rochdale pioneers, known as the Rochdale Principle, has become a foundation for cooperatives worldwide. This is historical perspective. Then another example is the Anand Milk Union Limited. This group was formed in 1946. It's a cooperative of dairy, people who dealt with milk. It's a dairy cooperative in India. Okay, they were able to transform agriculture in their time. They transformed the lives of the smallholder farmers that belonged to the group. The group grew to become one of the world's largest dairy cooperatives with millions of farmer members. It did not only help farmers access markets but also added value to their products because they went into processing and marketing. So that brings us to discuss some of the benefits of cooperative farming. Having looked at historical examples, uh, some of the benefits include pooling of resources. So it's a primary benefit of cooperative farming. The ability to pool resources together. Members can collectively invest in expensive assets such as machinery, irrigation systems, storage facilities, and the likes. Okay, so this way the financial burden is not on one person, and then it allows them to access better tools and resources, having pooled their resources together. Another benefit is knowledge sharing. So you see cooperative members share information, share knowledge. They can exchange expertise, they can exchange farming techniques, they can share best practices. All of this leads to improved yields and their farming becomes more efficient. Number three benefit is enhanced bargaining power. When they join forces together, farmers increase their bargaining power when negotiating with suppliers or buyers or any other stakeholder. Of course, this leads to better prices for their inputs, higher selling prices for their products, so their bargaining power is quite enhanced. Number four is risk mitigation. Cooperatives can help spread the risk associated with agriculture. If one member faces a significant setback, the group can provide support, thereby reducing the impact on that individual farmer. Another benefit, number five, is access to markets. Cooperative farming can facilitate access to wider and more lucrative markets. This enables farmers to reach a broader customer base and then potentially increase their profitability. Number six, community building. Okay, so there is a sense of community and shared responsibility among members. So cooperative farming promotes solidarity, promotes collaboration. All of these have a positive impact on the social and economic well-being of the farmers of the cooperative. Number seven, inclusivity and empowerment. So cooperatives often provide opportunities for marginalized small-scale farmers who might struggle to compete on their own. So they empower these individuals to participate in the agricultural economy. So in conclusion, this model provides a comprehensive introduction to cooperative farming. We gave a historical context, and the benefits that cooperative farming offers to farming groups. Module 2, group dynamics and communication. What is group dynamics? It refers to interactions, relationships, and processes that occur within a group. So, with particular reference to farming groups, it involves the way members work together, how they communicate, how they make collective decisions, and all that. Understanding group dynamics is essential for cooperative farming success. There are key elements that are foundational to group dynamics. Number one, roles within the group. It's expected that every member of a farming group has a role, whether it is a leadership role, a specific task, a responsibility, whatever it is. Roles help distribute work and clarify who is accountable for what. Number two, norms and expectations. Groups develop norms and expectations, sometimes unwritten rules. These rules guide their behavior. This can include things like work schedule, communication methods, decision-making processes. Number three, group cohesion. Cohesion measures the level of unity and bonding within the group. So higher cohesion typically leads to better cooperation and then shared goals. Number four, leadership and influence. Leadership can emerge from within the group or it may be appointed. Effective leadership can greatly impact the group's success. If the leadership is ineffective, of course, it will have adverse effects on the group. Part of group dynamics is the issue of effective communication, and communication is very important. It is the lifeblood of any successful group, including farming groups. It ensures that members are on the same page, it reduces misunderstanding, it promotes trust, and of course, there will be greater cooperation with better communication. There are several communication styles or key things that we must take note of in communication. One, of course, is active listening. Active listening is crucial. Members must listen carefully to one another to understand different viewpoints and ideas. Then another is the issue of clarity. Communication should be clear, it should be concise, it should be unambiguous. This will help you avoid confusion among members, misinterpretation of things that have been said, which can lead to a lot of conflict. Respect. So all members must respect each other. Okay. So every member's input is accepted, not necessarily implemented, but at least they are listened to. You respect, you disagree politely. So respectful communication improves and promotes a positive atmosphere. This is very vital for groups. What are the channels of communication? Regular meetings, where you have a structured platform for discussion, for decision making, for passing information. Digital communication. In today's world, online communication tools can be very helpful for keeping members connected, especially where they are not in proximate locations. That's for geographically dispersed groups. Informal communication refers to conversations between members outside of the formal or regular meetings. This kind of informal communications can play a significant role in building relationships and sharing information. Let's look at conflict resolution and decision making. Conflict is actually a natural part of groups. Conflict can arise from differences in opinion, differences in interests, uh, differences in personalities. So, to a great extent, we accept conflict as a normal part of groups. It is essential to view conflicts as opportunities for growth rather than a destructive force. So, when there is a conflict, see it as an opportunity for growth. Conflict resolution strategies include negotiation, mediation, and consensus decision making. So, you see, members can negotiate and find compromises. Members negotiate, find compromises that satisfy everyone to some extent. Then mediation, where a third party or a neutral party can help to resolve conflict by facilitating communication, suggesting solutions, providing some form of clarity from a neutral standpoint. That helps a lot in resolving conflict. And then there is consensus decision making. This approach involves seeking agreement from all members, ensuring that everyone concerned is considered and everyone is carried along. And that leads us to talk about effective decision making. Decision making must be inclusive, decision making must be data driven, and of course, there must be a transparent process of arriving at decisions. When we talk about decision making being inclusive, we are saying all members should participate in the decision making process. So everyone feels valued, everyone is heard, everyone's opinion is listened to, is heard. When we say decision making should be data driven, it means that the decision should be based on evidence rather than personal opinions. Evidence from reports, from statistics, from antecedents of things that have happened, or from forecasts, projections. So decisions should not be based on personal opinions. And of course, transparency must be seen in the process of decision making. All members understand how the decisions were reached. Very, very important. So in conclusion for this module, you've learned about the fundamental principles of group dynamics within farming groups. We have learned about effective communication. We've tried to understand group dynamics. We've suggested ways in which conflict can be resolved. All of these are vital components of a successful cooperative. These skills are crucial for creating a cohesive and productive farming group that can leverage its collective strength for mutual benefit. In the module ahead, we will explore the practical aspects of cooperative farming and resource sharing. Module 3, Cooperative Formation and Management. So what are the steps to forming a farming cooperative? I've highlighted some steps here. The first is inaugural meeting. Okay, you convene a meeting. The meeting brings together potential members to discuss the idea, gauge their interest, determine whether there is a collective will to proceed or not. During this meeting, the group may establish a provisional steering committee who will be responsible for further organizational efforts of the cooperative. It will be also essential to go to the next step, which is a needs assessment. Before formalizing the cooperative, it's good to conduct a needs assessment to identify the specific needs, the goals, and the expectations of the members. This assessment informs the cooperative structure and the activities of the cooperative. Number 3 is to draft bylaws and set up governance. Bylaws are the rules and regulations that govern the cooperative. So members need to draft and agree upon these bylaws, which detail the cooperative's purpose, membership requirements, decision-making procedures, and other such governance policies. Then, of course, you can now proceed to registration. To be recognized legally and access certain benefits, the cooperative must be registered according to the local regulations in your area, your state, your country, or a province, wherever it is you find yourself. There are certain laws guiding the registration, and it's most advisable to go ahead and register. It involves submitting the bylaws and other required documents to the relevant authorities. Election of leadership. Members must elect a board of directors or a leadership team responsible for managing the cooperative's operations. Leadership is critical for decision making and representing the interest of all members. So these are the steps to forming a farming cooperative. Legal and financial aspects of cooperative management. Cooperatives can take on various legal structures, each tailored to meet the specific needs and objectives of the cooperative members. So the choice of the legal structure plays a vital role in determining how the cooperative will operate, determining things like taxation, liability, governance, and regulatory compliance. Let's look at the types of cooperatives. Of course, we are dealing with the issue of structure now, legal structure of the cooperative. Number 1 is agricultural cooperatives. This is common among farming groups, and these cooperatives focus on collective agricultural activities all along the value chain. You can have cooperatives for production, cooperatives for animal husbandry, cooperatives for agribusiness, those in processing, those in marketing, those in value addition. So members are able to collectively purchase inputs, they share equipment, then they can do group sales when they access markets. The benefit for them is that of economies of scale. So, well, Some disadvantages of these agricultural cooperatives is that they may face challenges related to decision making, coordination, and resource allocation when there are a large number of members. So governance and leadership can become complex when a cooperative has diverse range of agricultural activities also. So most times it's advisable to stick to one form of agricultural activity. So if you're in production, you're in production. If you are in processing, you're in processing. Of course, doesn't put a limit. We're just mentioning the fact that you may have some challenges with governance and leadership. The second type is the worker cooperatives. They are usually owned and managed by employees themselves. Each worker has a say in decision-making process. They promote a strong sense of ownership and responsibility, leading to motivated and engaged employees. There are certain disadvantages. Decision-making can be slower as every member has a say and then everybody will want to say his say. Challenges may arise if there is a need to raise capital, as members may have limited personal funds to make investments. Then number three is consumer cooperatives. These ones are formed by individuals who wish to collectively purchase goods or services for their own consumption. They offer members cost savings and then the ability to access products or services that might be unavailable or unaffordable for individuals. What are the general advantages of cooperatives? General advantages of cooperatives include number one, pooling resources. Cooperatives of all types enable members to pool resources, which can lead to cost savings, better access to capital, and more significant purchasing power. Another advantage is that of shared risks. Members can collectively manage and mitigate risks. This reduces the burden on individual members when they face challenges like market fluctuations or natural disasters. Then number three is democratic governance. Most cooperatives follow democratic principles. These allow members to have a say in decision making in the selection of their leadership. Are there disadvantages of cooperatives? At least I can mention two. Decision making becomes complex when the cooperatives are large. Decision making can be slow, especially if the members have diverse interests. Then another disadvantage is the challenge with resource sharing. Ensuring that resources are fairly and efficiently shared can be a logistical challenge in some cooperatives. What are the requirements for establishing cooperatives? I'll list some of them. There is a legal registration. Most countries have legal requirements for registering cooperatives. This typically involves preparing bylaws, submitting a lot of paperwork, and fulfilling specific registration criteria. Another requirement is bylaws, which I just mentioned. When you draft clear and comprehensive bylaws, you submit them. Bylaws outline the cooperative's purpose, governance structure, membership criteria, voting procedures, and other rules that guide their operation. Then membership. Membership must be clearly defined. What are the criteria for joining? What rights do members have? What are the responsibilities for members? Specifically, this must be clearly stated. How members are admitted? What types of membership exist? Can members withdraw their membership? Can members be removed or expelled from the group? What are the procedures? All this must be clearly stated. Then governance structure. You need to decide on the governance structure, including the election or appointment of leadership, voting processes, decision-making mechanisms. All that should be captured. Very important also is financial capitalization. The group must determine how they will be capitalized. This may involve collecting membership fees, issuing shares, or seeking external funding. All that must be clearly spelled. Record keeping and reporting. The group must establish systems for financial management and record keeping. Of course, regular reports to members and regulatory authorities must also be captured. Compliance. Cooperatives must ensure that they comply with local regulations, state and national laws. The choice of which legal structure the cooperative will operate is significant. It's a decision that must be taken to align with the objectives and nature of the cooperative. They should seek legal advice and guidance to be able to navigate the specific requirements of cooperative registration. It's essential for members to have a solid understanding of their chosen legal structure and how it will impact their operations and obligations. Let's discuss cooperative financial management. Successful cooperative management requires sound financial practices. This includes developing a budget, tracking income and expenses, and making plans for capital investments. It's essential that all this is done transparently as we to determine the success or failure of the cooperative. There are various funding sources for cooperatives. Some include number one, members' contributions. So members' contributions are a primary source of capital for groups, whether they are farming groups or any other form of cooperatives. Each member contributes a share of their funds to establish and to run the operations of the cooperative. Then, so to effectively manage this, the share purchase requirements for each member must be clearly stated in the bylaws. A fair and equitable system for contributions must be created, considering the members' capacity or various cadre of membership. Ensure transparency in tracking member contributions and use those funds for the cooperative's benefit only. Another source of funding is grants. Grants are non-repayable funds provided by government agencies, non-profit organizations, or foundations. They can support various aspects of cooperative development, such as infrastructure, training, or for creating innovative products. To effectively manage this, you need to research available grants, then align your cooperative's projects and needs with the grant opportunities that are available. You develop well-crafted grant proposals that clearly state your objective, expected outcomes, how the funds will be utilized, and all those details. A third source of funding for cooperative is loans. Loans provide access to capital that can be used for equipment purchases, land acquisition, or operational expenses. Cooperative members can secure loans from banks, from credit unions, or microfinance institutions. This can be effectively managed by carefully assessing the cooperative's capacity to service loans. So you don't just take a loan. Are you going to be able to repay? So it's also important to look for favorable interest rates, favorable repayment schedules. Okay? And leaders must develop a clear repayment plan and establish a system for managing loans proceeds and monitoring the repayments. Number four source of funding for cooperatives is partnerships. So partnerships can bring additional financial resources, technical expertise, or market access to the cooperative. So the cooperative can have partners like other cooperatives, other agribusinesses, research institutions, or non-governmental organizations. To effectively manage this kind of funding, the partnerships must be established with organizations that share common goals and values with your cooperative. You need to define roles and responsibilities, expectations of the partnership very clearly, possibly have it written down in an agreement form. Then, of course, there is a need for regular communication with partners to ensure that all members are on the same page, there's alignment, and there's successful collaboration. These are general tips for managing funding sources for the cooperative. So, number one is transparency. You need to maintain clear financial records, budgets, and reports to keep members and stakeholders informed about how funds are being utilized. Financial planning. Develop a financial plan that outlines your cooperative's short-term and long-term financial goals and how you hope to achieve them. Risk management. You need to identify potential financial risks and develop contingency plans to address such risks. You need to diversify funding sources. When you rely on only a single funding source, that's quite risky. So you diversify your sources to reduce dependency and financial vulnerability. Regular auditing is important. You need to conduct regular financial audits to ensure accountability and transparency. Audits help identify irregularities and areas where improvement is required. Then capacity building. Invest in financial management training for cooperative members, for the staff. This will enhance financial literacy and management. Invest in productive assets. That's the next one. It's good to allocate funds strategically to assets that contribute to the cooperative's growth and long-term sustainability. Legal compliance. Ensure compliance with local laws and regulations related to cooperative finance and taxation. Next is use of earmarked funds. If you receive funds earmarked for specific purposes, like you get grants for equipment, ensure that they are used for the intended purpose and account for them separately. Then emergency fund. Maintain a reserve or emergency fund to cover unforeseen expenses, unforeseen losses. So effective management of funding sources is essential for the financial health and sustainability of cooperative farming groups. If you follow these principles, cooperatives can ensure that the resources they have are managed efficiently and contribute to the achievement of their goals and objectives. Let's look at the roles and responsibilities of cooperative members. Members have obligations and they must fulfill their obligations. If you are supposed to pay dues, levies, you're supposed to carry out certain tasks, either as assigned or collective, you must fulfill your obligations. There is division of labor. Okay, so tasks must, roles and responsibilities must be shared among members so that not just a few of the members bear the burden. All members must actively participate, attend meetings, make suggestions, inputs, and all of that. So in conclusion, Module 3 has discussed the critical steps involved in forming and managing a cooperative. So we discussed steps like convening an inaugural meeting, drafting bylaws, attending to legal considerations, and then we talked about financial management and defining the roles and responsibilities of cooperative members. A well-structured and legally compliant cooperative with actively engaged members is essential for the successful implementation of cooperative farming practices. Module 4: Resource sharing and collaboration. So cooperative members can share equipment, can share resources. It has several advantages such as cost sharing, improved efficiency, and resource optimization. By sharing expensive equipment like tractors, plows, or irrigation systems, members can reduce the financial burden and then access high quality tools that they might not be able to afford or at an individual level. Collective purchasing and bargaining power. Members of cooperatives can achieve cost sharing by making bulk purchases of inputs like seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, or whatever other resources, raw materials that they may need. As a collective body, cooperatives have enhanced negotiation power. The cooperative can negotiate when dealing with suppliers, dealing with buyers, or dealing with intermediaries, and they are able to do that better together. Let's look at training and capacity building. Cooperatives should invest in training. They should build capacity of their members, build capacity of their leaders to enhance skills and knowledge. They should consider organizing workshops, seminars. They should bring experts to come and provide some specialized trainings from time to time. Let's look at record keeping and information management. This is crucial for tracking progress, making informed decisions, and maintaining transparency within the cooperative. If records are accurately kept, records of resources available, resource used, financial transactions, market performance, these kind of records are essential for effective decision making, for effective management, and the long-term success of the cooperative. So in conclusion, we've explored the critical aspects of resource sharing and collaboration. We've talked about sharing equipment and resources, collective purchasing, knowledge sharing. All these are essential for optimizing the cooperative's efficiency and, of course, profitability. Effective collaboration and resource utilization can lead to cost savings, increased productivity, and a competitive edge in the market of the agricultural sector. So, in the module ahead, we'll delve into market access and strategies on how to increase our profitability. Module 5: Market access and profitability. A key activity that cooperatives must engage in to maximize profitability in the market is market research. It's a fundamental step for cooperative farming groups aiming to access broader markets. So you gather data about potential customers, you gather data about market trends, you gather data even about your competitors. When you do a thorough market research, you are able to make informed decisions, you are able to reduce your risks, and of course, you identify opportunities that exist that you didn't know before now. When doing a market research, there are certain key components. One is customer analysis. You need to understand the needs of your customers, their preferences, their behavioral patterns. You need to be able to do a holistic analysis of your customers. Number two is competitive analysis. You look at your competitors. How are their products compared to yours? What is their pricing? What are their strategies? You need to be able to analyze that. Number three is market trends. You must stay updated on market trends. If there is a shift in consumer behavior, you should know. If there is new technology, new innovation, or new regulations, you must be current to know all of these things. Then there is SWOT analysis, which helps you identify your group's strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and threats. So you know how to, maximize your strengths, how to overcome your weaknesses, how to seize the opportunities that exist, and then how to manage to move around your threats. You must develop a marketing strategy. So this will show how you want to position yourself in the market, how you attract customers, and eventually achieve your goals. You must set clear objectives, defining your unique value proposition. You must select your marketing techniques and how to reach your customers and potential customers. Value addition and product diversification. This enhances the quality of features of a product to make it more attractive to customers. So value addition involves enhancing the quality of features of a product to make it more attractive to customers. It involves enhancing the quality of features of a product to make it more attractive. Adding value to agricultural products can significantly increase profitability for the cooperative group. Value addition involves enhancing the quality of features of a product to make it more attractive to customers. Value-added products often command higher prices in the market. There are several methods of value addition. You can either do processing and packaging, you can do branding and marketing, or you can innovate a totally new product. In processing, when you turn raw produce into processed goods, or you add appealing package, appealing flavor, or you just process it into readily consumable forms, you can increase the value of the product. Branding and marketing is important if you want to elevate your product. You need to build a strong brand, do marketing campaigns, and all that. Then, of course, product innovation. You can develop a new product or product variations based on the market demands. Product diversification is important. Uh, when you diversify the range of products, it will help the cooperative reduce market risks. So members should be encouraged to explore product diversification. This also extends the selling season and create more market opportunities. So it's not ideal to stick to just one product. If you diversify, if one season does not favor or certain risks like price fluctuations, like maybe natural disasters, through diversification you are able to stay afloat. Marketing and distribution channels. Cooperatives can employ various marketing strategies to promote their products. So you could market online, you can do advertisements, you can attend local events and advertise there. You can build partnerships that favor your your product. Okay. There are various distribution channels available for agricultural products. So you can go to farmers markets, local stores, online sales platforms, and then one-on-one marketing, one-on-one directly to the consumer. Members should consider which channels best suit their products and their target market. Logistics and transportation. Effective logistics and transportation are essential for getting products to market on time and in good condition. This is vital. The products must get to the market on time. They must get to the market in good condition. So there are certain aspects of logistics that members must discuss: packaging, transportation methods. In conclusion, Module 5 explore the critical aspects of market access and profitability for farming cooperative groups. Market research and strategy, value addition, and product diversification are key to increasing revenue and expanding market reach. Effective marketing and distribution strategies ensure that products reach their intended audience and that the cooperatives can thrive in a competitive marketplace. Cooperative members should apply these principles to maximize the benefits of their collaboration. So this is a recap. Key takeaways from this class have been highlighted here. Throughout this course, we explored the core concepts of cooperative farming, including the benefits of collaboration, shared resources, market access. Cooperative farming offers the potential for farmers to achieve more together than they can individually. We tried to create an understanding of group dynamics. Okay. So understanding group dynamics is vital for the smooth functioning of a farming cooperative. We delved into the roles and norms that govern cooperative groups, as well as the significance of cohesion and effective leadership. We highlighted communication and its importance in cooperatives. We highlighted the importance of active listening, clarity, and respect within farming groups. Good communication is essential for resolving conflicts, for making decisions, and for building trust. We looked at the steps to forming a farming cooperative. We discussed the legal and financial aspects of cooperative management. We talked about roles and responsibilities of cooperative members, and we emphasized the importance of establishing a well-structured cooperative. In Module 4, we explored the advantages of sharing equipment and resources, collective purchasing, and knowledge sharing. These aspects are integral to optimizing efficiency and reducing costs. We focused on strategies for market research and strategy in Module 5. We looked at value addition and product diversification. These strategies are key to expanding market reach and increasing the profitability of the group. Now that you've gained this much knowledge and understanding of cooperative farming, you are encouraged to apply these learnings. You must remember, number one, that collaboration is a journey. You must remember, number one, that collaboration is a journey. So building a successful cooperative takes time, it takes effort, okay? It requires dedication, it requires open communication, it requires shared vision among members. Remember that you must embrace challenges as opportunities. Challenges and conflicts will arise, but the opportunities for growth and improvement may come in the form of challenges. Utilize conflict resolution techniques and open dialogue to address the issues constructively. You must remember continued learning. Stay open to new knowledge, stay open to new innovation because the agricultural landscape is ever evolving. Always make opportunities, maximize opportunities for trainings, for knowledge sharing, so that you can keep your cooperative current and at the forefront of industry developments. Remember also to focus on understanding market needs and consumer preferences. Look for ways to add value to your products, diversify your offerings, and ensure that you work together because there are certain opportunities that are unattainable on an individual basis that coming together as a cooperative gives you the leverage. Thank you.